Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor. I am sitting here watching on CNBC. The House Financial Services Committee is having the CEOs of some of the largest banks in the United States, and they are asking them various questions. And I have been literally dumbfounded by the ignorance and what is the proper word? Complete incompetence of some of these politicians. And I hate to say that because these guys are the ones that are going to decide about the Token Taxonomy Act. But these people, earlier today, I heard one of the people on this committee ask these CEOs, now they're just as a backdrop, this whole hearing is to talk about how things have changed for the better, hopefully, after the financial crisis of 2008. And there was someone on there that was asking about what the bank's overdraft fees were now and how fair it is that this person or this person's is getting paid and all this. To be bringing things like that up that have absolutely nothing to do with the financial crisis and how our country almost collapsed, to have people that are so ignorant and so incompetent to be getting up and talking about things like this that have nothing to do with what they're talking about, it kind of depresses you to think that that is who's leading the financial services committee in the United States Congress. It's unbelievable to listen to these people. The lack of knowledge of finance and what's really going on is unbelievable, and it makes you sick to think that these people are that clueless. And then the bankers and that they place. The other thing that I get out of listening to this is the amount of faith that these people have put in all of these bankers after all of this time, after what they did in 2008. These guys didn't see anything coming. They were a part of the problem. And for these guys to put, after they bailed them out on the taxpayers' back, bailed them out, and now to still place this much faith in them like they need to lead all of us is just embarrassing. It's a joke. Okay, this is from Digital Rookie. This is he sent me a tweet from Marcus Treacher. We already knew about the Rational FX, but he had tweeted out about it. Rational FX payment service to Sri Lanka, powered by Ripple, and then hashtag runs on Ripple. I don't use that hashtag, but I need to start using it. He says, love it. Rational FX has partnered with Ripple to make international money transfers to Sri Lanka faster and more secure for our customers. And then there's this. I saw this article today, and I just thought that I just needed to show it to you. It's unbelievable. I've been talking a lot about how Amazon back in the day, just like Blockbuster laughed at Netflix, and all the retail companies, they laughed at Amazon. Who's going to buy anything off of the internet? And now look what's happening today. Retail apocalypse now. Analysts say 75,000 more U.S. stores could be doomed. And I just want to read this section down here to you. An estimated 75,000 stores that sell clothing, electronics, furniture will close by 2026, when online shopping is expected to make up 25% of retail sales. According to UBS, roughly 16% of overall sales are made online. Already this year, retailers have announced plans to close thousands of stores as they keep up with the changing consumer habits. Payless Shoe Source, which filed Chapter 8 bankruptcy protection in February, is closing all 2,100 of its U.S. stores, while Gymboree is shuttering its 800 locations. Sears, which has closed 1,300, Kmart and Sears stores since 2013, is scrapping an additional 80 locations. A number of other retailers, including Gap, have hinted that store closures are on the horizon. So, this, folks, this is what's going to happen to the banking business as well. The physical, I'm not saying that the banks won't exist, but they will not, the physical brick and mortar banks are slowly going to disappear. It's just the way it is, folks, just the way it is, because we're talking about the internet, internet of value, whereas the internet of information put the retailers out of business. The internet of value is going to be what puts the banks, the brick and mortar banks, closes them all down. It may take 20, 30 years to do that, but it's going to happen. And now, of course, I've got a slowing down computer. Let's see if we can get this thing to, I know you all love my slow computer, and I one thing I know that so many of you really love is my microphone. And I'm going to tell you a dirty little secret about my microphone, because everybody that listens to this channel, they think I've got a horrible microphone. The truth of the matter is I don't have a bad microphone. It's not the microphone. I sit in a room that is, it has wood paneling, and I need to go into a different room to do this, but it requires me to pick up and take all my stuff to another room where it's carpet, where you wouldn't hear that sound like I'm in a tin can or whatever people say it sounds like. One day I'm going to change that for you. I'm just not ready to do it quite yet, and I apologize. So all of you, those of you that put in my comment section, your microphone's terrible and all this, that at this point is not a very original comment. I have a good microphone. That's not the issue. The correct statement needs to be, you need to broadcast from a carpeted room so that we don't deal with this echo. That's what the comment should say. Now from Peter Schiff, major ass kissing on Capitol Hill as CEOs of bailed out banks tell Congress exactly what it wants to hear. Too bad none of these guys has the balls to tell the truth, that government caused the financial crisis and bailouts ensured that the next crisis will be much worse. And he's 1,000% right. Now, Peter Schiff is a gold guy. He's anti-Bitcoin, at least. But I like Peter Schiff. I think he's a smart guy. I think that one day he's going to change his tune. It may not be on Bitcoin, but it'll be on digital assets in general. But what he's saying right here is 100% true. And let me tell you why I know it's true. My father was a home builder for years and years and years. Those politicians, they created a situation where they forced and came up with program after program. They forced the bankers. They said, hey, wait a minute, you guys have to loan to this group of people. And they required it. They forced the banks to do it. And I could give you names, but I'm not going to call out politicians because this show is not a political show. That's not what this is about. But it was forced on the banks to make those loans. They were forced to make those loans. And then once they were forced to make the loans, the banks gladly went along because they were the whole design of the banking system is they're all in the same, the government and the banks in the same club. The government gives them money. They're able to make money on lending it out. And so, of course, they're going to go along with it. They're going along with the government every day of their life. They're in bed together. Well, that's not sustainable. If you're not doing the proper checks when you loan people money, it doesn't matter who it is. If they are not responsible and don't have the kind of credit necessary and they're still getting loans, it's just a matter of time before that collapses, and that's exactly what it did. And then because the central bank and the politicians and the banks are all on the same team, then they bailed out the banks. Then the bankers turned around and gave themselves bonuses instead of doing anything responsible. So it's all one big racket. Well, Peter Schiff's right. The politicians literally were the root cause of the financial crisis. And the irony is those same people were then given the job of revamping the banking system to try to fix what they broke. It's crazy. All of it's crazy. Everything having to do with it is crazy. But Peter Schiff has been right all along about this. Okay, and next, this is from Sven Henrik. He says, 10 years after the financial crisis, is there any conceivable scenario under which central banks will ever normalize balance sheets to pre-crisis levels? Anyone? And then he goes on, he says, implications. The Fed stopping here is an admission of failure. Full normalization would crash global equities. Central banks are trapped and are forced to remain accommodative. Central bank policy is still in crisis mode. It's all a propped up shell game. Crisis talk 10 years after financial crisis, laying bare the intellectual bankruptcy of the entire central banking complex. And that is so true. But guess what the answer is, folks? Digital assets. When all of this finally hits the fan from all this ludicrousy that continues to go on, it's not going to be Jamie Dimon that you need to turn to save you. It's not going to be Jamie Dimon. It's not going to be these clown politicians in Washington, D.C. It is going to be digital assets that can't be manipulated, that can't be increased, that are deflationary, that that will be your savior, that and gold and silver, because when it all hits the fan, everybody's going to be hitting the exits on Wall Street. Everybody's going to be hitting the exits from fiat that's worthless from all the money printing. And where are they going to go? Gold, silver, and digital assets that can't be reproduced. That's where they're going to go. That's why I got into this game. I am the product of being burned by the financial system. And when I saw digital assets, I knew what it represented. And next, from XRP Dave at the Davey92, sent this. And here's another societal problem that is being righted by the blockchain and digital assets. What we have here is he's supposed to be, I think, the biggest YouTuber. He's called PewDiePie, I believe is what they call him. He's got like 90-something million subscribers. YouTube's biggest star, PewDiePie, swaps stream to blockchain video platform. He's leaving YouTube and he's going to this DLive, which is a decentralized type of YouTube, which uses blockchain and also has tokens, so that he can, I haven't studied DLive completely, but this is what's going to happen. And the companies like YouTube and Facebook, they better be taking notice, because if the reason people are going to do this is all of this, being censored, and you can say this, you can't say this. Well, eventually you're going to have people. This is a huge loss for a company like YouTube. This guy's 90-something million subscribers. He's got billions of views, and he's leaving. And he's leaving because he got tired of being told what he could and could not say. Okay, next, I want to show you this. This is from the crypto. I've been showing you his artwork, and I hope he's cool with it. I'm going to use this as a thumbnail in my video to give him some more exposure. He says, so I've just sent Brad Garlinghouse the XRP community print to Ripple headquarters. Hopefully he likes it. Hopefully all your faces will be hanging in the headquarters of Ripple. I want one of those too. I definitely need to get one of those for my wall. I need to ask him how much they are. Okay, from Darth Ripple, and again, more good news about XRP. I wonder how long the XRP price will stay 35 cents. Not for long. Quid adopts XRP for payment of insurance mobile credit. I haven't been to this company's website, but in this article they say that the people on their platform are gonna be able to use XRP to pay for various things. And if I can get the website, here it comes. Bear with me, folks. I'm good at filling gaps because I can talk. Boom, XRP as payment. The latest announcements from Quid reveals that XRP cryptocurrency will be used for various purposes, including instant mobile recharge, mobile data bundles, to pay the electric bill, to buy grocery voucher, let's see, to pay for insurance, to pay for pharmacy voucher, to pay for transportation, to pay for TV bills, and more. So that, my friends, is what we call adoption and XRP making its way into the mainstream. Next, from King Solomon, more walled gardens, 100,000 to test stablecoin end of year. This is MUFG, fifth largest bank globally. They're creating the MUFG coin. This is yet again another walled garden that's a stable coin that XRP will one day bridge to other stable coins like JPM coin. Like we've said, these are not XRP killers. They are XRP complements. All right, and then from CZ Binance, I thought this was pretty good. I was about, Anthony Pompliano is in this picture, and I was about to take his picture and put an XRP on his shirt since I know he's a closet XRP guy, but I decided not to. Now, he's with Luke Wagman, who is a Coin Market Cap guy. I don't know if he started Coin Market Cap or if he just works there, but the guy has a Coin Market Cap tattoo along with Binance and Bitcoin tattoos. There's his tattoos, and Anthony Pompliano's sitting there with him. So anyway, and then I forgot to show you this. This is from yesterday. Michael Arrington, who runs Arrington XRP Capital, he says, "Let's do this, Brad Garlinghouse." And he's tweeting out this tweet from the Crypto Dog. Now, this tweet, just so you know, from the Crypto Dog, I think he's a Bitcoin guy. So he's being sarcastic, I believe, in this tweet. But that's not relevant to what I'm talking about here, because he can be sarcastic all he wants because he's illustrating a good point. If 2019 is going to be a repeat of 2017, then XRP will be around $300 in less than 9 months. I think that's a little exaggerated, but he says, yes, I'm not kidding. Things can quickly change quickly. XRP has never been utilized more than now. All that's correct. In another corner of Twitter, not too far from here, this very same tweet is circulating, except the likes aren't ironic. Okay, and so this guy's obviously, I think, being sarcastic, but, and this might be a little overboard, maybe not, but let's look at what has happened, because history has repeated itself several times with XRP to this point, and so to think that it can't repeat itself again and will not, as much adoption as we've had, as much adoption as we've had, and also as much the on ramps and the exit ramps, the different exchanges that have added XRP in the last little bit, the things that have happened since 2017's run up for XRP as well as digital currencies as a whole are unbelievable. Where we are today versus the last time we had a run up, just telling you where I am today. During the last run up, my XRP was a sitting duck on Bitstamp. Just last bull run was sitting on Bitstamp ready to be hacked. This time, I've got it safely on my Ledger Nano OS. So let's look at what can happen. These are run-ups just that have happened in history with, let's take this one for instance. Let me see if I can see the drop down here. That's 0.004 dollars XRP. And then that's all the way up to 1 cent, okay? Now look here. This is 0.00, right? We were like 0.006. That's March 10th, 2017. By, let's see, by around up in here, we got as high as, I think we got as high as 41 cents around mid-May. And then we come down to here. We're at 23 cents on December 10th. And then by January the, let's say, we got up as high as 350 around January the 7th or 8th or something like that. But that's just how fast this can all just jump. And when it finally does it, it, as you can see here, it completely goes vertical. It's not the first time it's happened. It happened. This is just 4 that we're showing from 2014 to here. But it's happened even before that, okay? This is not, no, just keep in mind, with Wall Street coming in, remember, these things happened when we weren't even on Coinbase, all of them. We weren't even on Coinbase with their, 20 million customers. All right, moving along. So his tweet may have been sarcastic, but it still is a fact. I mean, you can't, it's happened before, and it'll happen again because bear markets don't last forever. Next, from Blocktown Capital. The world's richest billionaires list will look a lot different if Bitcoin hits $1 million. Satoshi will be worth over $1 trillion. The Winklevoss twins will be worth 3 times that of Mark Zuckerberg. Bulgaria's Bitcoin holdings will be worth more than all the gold in Fort Knox. There's a few things in this chart that I did not know. First of all, Satoshi Nakamoto has 1.1 million Bitcoins. And I find it hilarious that all the Bitcoin people, they point to the holdings of Ripple, the company. And these are people who are all known. They've got it legally tied up in escrow. Everybody's known. So everybody's completely transparent and above board about what they're doing, what they're allowed to do legally. Meanwhile, you got Satoshi Nakamoto. He's got 1.1 million Bitcoin out of probably what is actually 17 million Bitcoin when you factor in the Bitcoin that's been lost, where the private keys have been lost. And they act like this is nothing to be concerned about at all. The idea that he's holding 1.1 and they don't even know who he is. That is insanity, folks. But then the other thing that surprised me is that I had no idea the Bulgarian government owned this much Bitcoin. I don't know how that happened or what the deal is with that. Had no idea the Winklevoss twins owned that much. I didn't know the amount Roger Ver owned. Did not know the amount that Barry Silbert owned. And Tim Draper's doing pretty good for himself as well. Also, I knew the U.S. government had some. I didn't know how much. But it's pretty interesting when you look at this, just how much money these guys stand to make. And my prediction is, folks, that now he says projected rank on the rich list. So it's of no concern to all these Bitcoin maximalists whatsoever that a person they don't even know, completely anonymous, could wake up and this guy's the richest person in the entire world. That doesn't seem like something that's kind of risky or dangerous. Or what if he unloaded it overnight? That doesn't seem. What if it's a government? I mean, nobody knows anything. And Ripple's supposed to be scary or centralized? Please. But anyway, the bigger illustration here is that I do believe that Bitcoin's going to go places that you can't even imagine because of the scarcity of it. And I think every millionaire across the world is going to demand that they have one. And so I think that you're going to see a totally different world in the coming years. I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe and hit the like button and tell your friends and family that if Bitcoin hits $1 million, Satoshi Nakamoto and the Bulgarian government will be richer than anybody in the world. Thank you for listening.